Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. This is the weekend edition here of the video forecast discussion on this Sunday, the 11th already of October. We're dealing with Columbus Day weekend here, which is an official holiday for some if you're not taking down statues and other things. We do have a weekend here filled with rain coming for Columbus Day as well. We'll get into that in just a moment. Let's take a look at the latest mesoscale surface chart here from the Storm Prediction Center. High pressure is now evacuating the coast. We saw this morning as the winds were veering to the west and then later to the north here. If we get into the current hour here, we're finding a diffuse cold front. It's making it through northeastern Pennsylvania and northern and central New Jersey this morning. And that cold front is going to stall, and it's forecast to stall right along the Delmarva Peninsula, where all the rain and shower activity is ongoing right now. We'll get into the observations in just a moment, but right here over the coastal waters, we have gale warnings in effect. And if they're going to show up this morning, yeah, here they do. They're trying. Let's try it again. We have gale warning in effect now for basically east winds at 25 to 35 knots, gust up to 40 knots, 7 to 10-foot seas from Sandy Hook all the way down through Little Egg Harbor in New Jersey from 6 p.m. this evening through 9 o'clock on Monday evening. Strong winds will cause hazardous seas and could capsize or damage vessels and reduce visibility. So we want to be aware of that going on as well. And you can see these gale warnings extend with into the southeast ends here of Long Island, and then into portions of the coastlines of southern New England. Geo goes east. Color this morning shows that high pressure over northern New England evacuating, and here comes the clouds along this diffuse band here associated with the warm air advection in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere of the northeast. We'll get into that in a moment. And this is the remnants of what was Delta crossing the area. We can see these cloud tops now on the infrared imagery as well. Goes band 13 this morning as well. Precipitation, well, it's creeping up through the Virginias and the Carolinas, and eventually it's going to make its way into the Delmarva region later this afternoon and this evening in southern New Jersey before it really overspreads the region. Tomorrow is not a good day, unfortunately. It is Columbus Day, but tomorrow is going to be quite a rainy day around here. And if we look at the surface chart right now, here's our diffuse cold front making its way through northern New Jersey into central and southwestern Pennsylvania. Area of low pressure here over the southern areas of Canada, exiting, high pressure building in across south of Hudson's Bay. And it's going to be a wedge between this here and moisture here, overriding this frontal boundary come tonight and tomorrow. A lot of rain on the way, but over a long period of time and much needed as well. I wanted to briefly touch on the river observations here across the New England area, across New Jersey, Philadelphia, down to the I-95 corridor. We currently are in a stable state right now with no flooding. If we get into the river forecast here, which we can do, and stretch this out over the entire forecast period here, there's a couple of gauges here, especially along the coast around New Jersey, Atlantic coast, and Sandy Hook, which could possibly reach some minor flooding by the time we get into Monday evening and then subside. But all of the other areas here, this is going to be a slow durational rain. There could be heavier pockets of rain during the day on Monday and Monday night, but it's not going to cause major river flooding at this time. Going to be a little scatterbot in the forecast this morning. We'll do allergies right now. They're on ragweed. Low to medium side today. They were on the low to medium side yesterday. Now for the next 5 days, they'll be dampened a little bit by the precipitation, especially on Monday and Tuesday. They'll shrink up again a little bit to low and medium side on Wednesday and Thursday as well. And as of this Sunday, COVID continues to spread in various portions of the country. Washington, Oregon, Northern California here not looking good. Also, the Northern Plains don't look good, stretching out across the Northern Plains now through the Central and Southern Plains, the Tennessee River Valley area, portions of Oklahoma now, Texas, and portions of New Mexico are also in a high risk of COVID right now. We're stretching this out into the Ohio River Valley area and in proportions of the Mid-Atlantic region as well. Notice New Jersey and the New England states and New York are pretty free from this right now. That doesn't mean that it's free. It just means that we're not seeing wide outbreaks in this area. However, there are a lot of hospitalizations as mentioned, and things are pretty closed down as we go out through the country here. When we go into the cold and flu, well, the cold and flu combination here is extending and expanding out through the Northern Plains, the Tennessee River Valley, the Northeast, and portions of the Mississippi Delta, the Ohio River Valley, Tennessee River Valley area, and portions of Florida as well. When we look at the coughing, well, that could be allergies too, but you can see that this is starting to gain strength here. Strep is also apparently all over the place here on this map. And of course, you're not going to see anything from flu because flu is being involved with COVID right now. And that's a misdemeanor as well. And from Rutgers, the New Jersey Weather and Climate Network, excuse me, I have allergies this morning. You can see the rain breaking out across the Virginias here. This is a portion of what is the envelope of the Delta right now. And, well, the radar here this morning, those are false echoes and nothing reaching the ground here. And if it were to reach the ground, actually it's just a loft. And we can see there is no precipitation falling throughout the region. Let's take a look at the temperatures at 7:47 this morning. They are 51 degrees in northern New Jersey. And that's across northwestern New Jersey and Sussex County. Otherwise, temperatures are generally running in the mid and upper 50s and low 60s, even in the coastal plain and southwestern New Jersey this morning. If we take a look at the dew points, well, they're quite robust as well. The temperature dew points in the upper 40s and low to mid 50s, and that makes the relative humidity on the high side across all of the state of New Jersey at this time. We still have high pressure evacuating from the area at the same time as low pressure is trying to approach. If we look at the winds right now, they're basically out of the west and southwest. They're coming in from the north now across northern New Jersey, where the cold front is slicing through the region. The wind gusts here are about pretty light, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. These numbers here, this is separation. There's 3 and 3 and 1 and 1. So, you know, we're not expecting a lot of wind gust here. We look at the soil temperatures for planting, your harvest. I don't know, what would that be at this time of the year? Your garlic? Yeah. Temperatures on the soils look good in the 60s across the region. I've always thought that this was an outlier here at 77 degrees. So let's move on. Temperature maxes this morning were in the 60s, but now, you know, things are falling off. Temperature minimums this morning now falling into the 50s before sunrise across northwestern New Jersey as that cold front comes through. And the dew point maxes, well, they were quite high. Dew point minimums as well. And once again, daily precipitation, virtually nothing across the region. Going to do the national digital database forecast at high temperatures, either tied or broken during today through next Saturday. It's going to be today, it's basically any high temperatures that are going to be broken across Oklahoma and Texas. As we get into Monday, basically very little. Here in Mexico at 93 at Monterrey, maybe 90. approaching that or breaking that in Miami. And on Tuesday, temperatures are going to be record-breaking across Atlanta and southern Florida and across portions of Arizona as well. Wednesday, the southwest is going to heat up again with some record-breaking temperatures here across southwestern Texas and also Oklahoma, but actually portions of New Mexico and Arizona and southern California. And we're not looking for anything major in temperatures. Now, when we look at low temperature minimums this morning across the next 7 days, we're not looking for anything major in any of these categories here. Let's take a look at this morning's surface charts here with high pressure over and south of Hudson's Bay, Canada. Diffuse cold front making its way through northern New England off the coast into central and northern New Jersey. And that front is going to stall. And we can see this by this morning's run of the latest surface charts here. It's now through central and southern New Jersey, and it's stalling out as the precipitation rides along it. With this low pressure area over the Tennessee River Valley, and that is associated with the remnants of Delta, and that rain is going to overspread the region from late this afternoon across southern New Jersey and the Delmarva region, and overnight tonight into the rest of the forecast region. Tomorrow is a rainy day. It's Columbus Day. Don't know whether you have off or not. High pressure is over the top here over northern New England. It's providing an easterly wind, and it's going to be a raw day tomorrow. Lots of precipitation on the way. We'll get into your local forecast in just a moment. Then Delta and its remnants or short waves that are associated with this frontal boundary then move off the coast by the time we get into Tuesday, Monday night, and Tuesday morning. Lingering rain showers here. The heaviest rain now over Connecticut and northern New England, and then eventually high pressure builds in, but here comes another diffuse warm front, cold front couplet here as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and that's when the next chance of showers come into the area after drying out during the midweek period here. From Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday here along the mid-Atlantic and southeast coast, it looks good. As we get into Friday, that cold front moves through, high pressure builds in, and finally a beautiful weekend coming up for the northern mid-Atlantic for next weekend as well. National Weather Service digital database, national forecasted high temperatures over the next 7 days. Well, it's been quite warm for most of the country, a little colder in the Intermountain West here in the Colorado Rockies and the Northeast for today on Sunday, but you know, if we go really through the week here, the only areas where the cold is building is across the northern plains, and that seeps into the eastern United States, especially through the Ohio River Valley area and Pennsylvania and Michigan by the time we get to next Saturday. Everybody else looks quite warm, and in fact hot. If you really want hot weather, the places to be are in the desert Southwest and the southern plains all the way through Texas and, of course, Florida as well. New Jersey regional high temperatures today will be in the mid-60s, which is cooler than it was yesterday because of the cold front that's moving through. By the time we get into tomorrow, well, that's just a raw day with northeast winds and rain, temperatures in the 50s. Across most of the region, maybe mid-60s across the central and south. I highly doubt that that's going to happen. Then temperatures rebound on Tuesday on a westerly flow with temperatures back into the 70s, upper 60s and low 70s. About the same on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. By the time we get to Friday, another cold front slices through. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s across the region. And Saturday, after that, cool air drives in. Temperatures on Saturday of next weekend with that refreshing air mass coming in for next weekend. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s and low 60s. And that is basically on a much cooler side. If we took a look at the anomalies for next Saturday, temperature is going to be about 5, 6, 7 degrees below normal. Back this up to today, where temperatures are still about 7 to 9, 10 degrees below normal. And then by tomorrow, We can do this by tomorrow. Temperatures again with that cool marine airflow, temperatures 9-10 degrees below normal here. Warm it up on Wednesday, Tuesday rather, with temperatures just about a few degrees above normal again on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. That's where everything downslides again, and that cold push comes back into the northeast once again. National Hurricane Center here with the remnants of Delta this morning. Maximum sustained winds now at 30 miles an hour. Central pressure is about 1,004 millibars. It's located about 34.6 north, 87.7 west, east-northeast, movement at about 15 miles an hour. And that's from the Weather Prediction Center because it is now a remnant low. Elsewhere in the tropics right now, we have a westward moving tropical wave continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms about 1,200 miles east of the Windward Islands. And some development is possible in the next 5 days at about 20%. So we're going to be watching this closely as well. Now about that rain for tonight and tomorrow through tomorrow morning, basically, we're expecting the heaviest rain here to fall through the Virginia areas here into portions of the Carolinas and then into southeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. We're expecting 24-hour precipitation amounts in about an inch or so. As you get north here into central New Jersey and the New York City area, less than that. But you know, let's move this forward here because this is where things get interesting. By Tuesday at 8 a.m., we're dealing with amounts here from 1.5 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain here along the coast here. 72 hours here out into Wednesday. Again, this is where the heaviest precipitation is going to be in a belt from the Virginias here through the northern Delmarva, southeastern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, central and south northeastern New Jersey to the New York City metropolitan area. So we got a steady rain coming up for the region over the next 24 to 36 hours. National hazards this morning on this Sunday, the 11th here on this Columbus Day weekend. We have fire weather danger here, red flag warnings across the Midwest here into portions of Texas and Oklahoma, western Oklahoma, and in New Mexico and Colorado as well, so we be mindful of that. We still have some flood warnings here across southeastern Texas. We see the river tributaries here across Louisiana after Delta and Laura went through. Laura went through about 6 weeks ago. Delta went through 24 to 36 hours ago. We have some flood advisories here along the Carolina Piedmont here. And of course, portions of Idaho and portions of the Intermountain Northwest here, Northern Plains here, we still have some winter weather advisories for some snow at the higher elevations. And looking at the Storm Prediction Center's mesoscale Storm Prediction Center's weather outlook here, over the next 8 days, it's basically focused on today and tomorrow across the northern plains and across the mid-Atlantic coastal state regions. Nothing seems extraordinarily out of fit here. If we look at the 4-panel here for today, high risk of slight chances of showers and thunderstorms across the northern plains with that cold front. Rain coming in through the central and southeastern states, and if we get into tomorrow, that's where the heavier rain is going to fall through the northern mid-Atlantic and over a long period of time. Doesn't seem anything out of the ordinary, and we do need the rain. And taking a look at the NAM model guidance for precipitation totals here over northeastern New Jersey, the New York City metropolitan area, the coastlines here, 1.5 to 2.5, maybe 3 inches in spikes here through the next 48 hours. Finally, this morning we want to take a look at the Mid-Atlantic region's river forecast center's precipitation anomalies. For the year to date, over northern New Jersey, we're still about 5 to 6 inches, in some cases 7 inches below normal in precipitation across the northern areas here. And if we stroll down, if we can scroll down, I think we can, we'll get into the 7-day averages. Now, that doesn't matter. 30-day averages matter. We're still below average here in many of the counties here in yellow and orange. And that continues over the 60-day mean, the 90-day mean as well. That continues where it's been quite wet in the southwest, but not anywhere else. And if we went into 365 days here at the end here, we're still below normal in many areas where we need the rain, and it's coming. I'm going to take a bike ride and put some pumpkins out, and we'll be back in video forecast discussion later this afternoon. For GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You make it a great Sunday out there.